Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that is realizing that the person they've been dealing with really just doesn't have any hobbies, doesn't have any other projects going on. We have someone whose singular focus or obsession is getting some sort of revenge or feeling like they have won or even the score. That is the only thing that they're really working on right now. So they might be unwilling to give up on that project. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. You also have a link to my Etsy page in the description box. All right, let's dive in with the Rider-Waite or the Waite-Smith and see what else we have for you. What else? Ace of Cups in the reverse, you don't say. Six of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So we have someone who is trying to walk away. We got this person who's walking away, right? Because they know that this friendship or this relationship isn't going anywhere. So they're trying to leave. Okay, fine. You don't want to be my friend. You don't want to be my partner. Fine, I'll leave. And this irritated, vengeful individual is like, no, wait, you come back here. I want to tell you about how awful you are. Or you could just let them leave. Like, you're like, that's a pretty decent option too. If they're so irksome to you, just let them keep walking away? No? No, not a thing? Okay. We have the Three of Cups, Moon in the reverse, and the Seven of Cups. Like, I have a choice. I guess I could potentially do something different, but nah. I think what I really want to do is continue to mess with this person who's not really my friend. That's their choice, I guess. That's what they want to do. They want to mess with this Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups could be an ex of theirs or a former friend of theirs. Hello, Lemonade. How's it going? Hello, Traveling. How's your weekend? Hello, Ritesh. What's up? What else do we have? Knight of Swords. Two of Cups in the reverse. And the Three of Wands. Yeah, so here's that emotional distance or that falling out, the breakup that happened between these two. And yet there's someone who continues to try to find ways to interact or, you know, like, hold me back. They want to have some more conversation or they want to run into you because they like having the opportunity to make you feel bad or they like trying to manipulate the situation. Yep, Magician and the Devil. They are leveraging what has happened between the two of you as a way to get attention, as a way to get people to feel sorry for them, as a way to try to make someone else look bad. So they're probably exaggerating, but they're also like putting themselves in this situation to then be like, oh my gosh, it's so horrible here. It's like, well, you literally could have like gone anywhere else but here, but you chose to come here. So like, didn't you kind of put yourself in that situation? No, definitely not. Definitely not. I just found myself here. It's the worst thing ever. So this is someone who is prolonging their own like suffering or difficulty, but they want to be able to complain to everyone else about it. All right, this is the Tarot of the Nile. Hello, Pharaoh. Hello, Bat. How we doing? Hello, 00. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Amir. Hello, Dee Tone. Daytona? Huh? What's up, James? Hello, Danelle. So we've got the Strength card in the reverse, Hanged Man in the reverse, and the High Priestess in the reverse. Okay. Yeah, this is someone who feels like they're more important or they deserve this attention and they want to be seen as the person who won. They want to be like, hey, you, leave me alone. Gosh. Like, no, you could literally just walk away. They want attention for things being chaotic or dramatic. So, whatever they claim to have an issue with, I feel like they, at the very least, are exaggerating it. It's more so they really just want to get attention based off of this. So, if you if you bump into this person as you're walking by, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you dislocated my shoulder," and you're gonna be like, "No, I really barely even touched you. What are you talking about?" So they're exaggerating because they want people to be like, "Oh wow, that seems like such a really big deal. That's so awful. I can't believe you went through that." But they're lying. Hello, China. What's up? Hello, Jamike. Hello, Matt. How's it going? I'm glad to hear that, 00. What else? Judgment and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, they lying, okay? They're trying to make it sound like you were really mean. They're trying to make it sound like you were really cruel. Oh, how could you do that? It's so mean. You're such a bully. But in reality, they're just exaggerating the situation in order to make it sound like you're a worse person than you really are. You're coming through as this King of Cups. Someone who has a genuine desire to make things right, or, you know, you're not afraid to apologize. But this is someone who's unrealistic. This is someone who's like, yeah, I don't know, that's nice. You said you're sorry, but I don't really forgive people unless they buy me expensive gifts. Then I will consider forgiving you, but not until then. We have the Hierophant and the Eight of Wands. This is someone who has a lot of people that listen to them. Now that could mean a couple of different things, right? We could have someone who feels relatively self-important because they have a radio show, but maybe no one's listening. Maybe we have someone who feels a little self-important because of how they're seen in their hometown, but nobody else outside of their hometown views them that way. We have a little bit of self-importance, or like someone who might be a little bit self-absorbed, feeling like they need to pick a fight or make you out to look like quite the villain in this story. Oh my goodness. That sounds pretty difficult. I don't think I would enjoy that. What else do we have? Strength in the reverse again. King of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Again, it feels staged. It feels like someone is exaggerating. Like, okay, I'm gonna fall right here. I make it look like that person tripped me. And then you get the fake blood and make sure that it squirts right here so that I can then file the insurance claim and they'll be at fault. This is great. This is perfect. Or, you know, like those movies or sitcom episodes where someone's saying like, you like start a fight and I'll save the day and I'll look all like big and strong and awesome. There's something here where this person is trying to look like more of a victim or look like the like reigning champ, right? Like circling around like, yeah, I won, what's up? They want some recognition. They want some public chatter. They want people to be looking at you like you're the problem and looking at them like they're victorious. But the problem is, I think there's too many people who already know that this individual is petty. Is like, once you know that somebody is petty, like, there's always going to be like a little, you're being petty right now, right? I saw you be petty once, like 2 years ago, and I've just been waiting ever since. I knew you were going to do it again. You know? Oh, well, thank you for the greeting. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Hello, Benjamin. How are you doing? Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm glad you're okay, James. So we've got the Six of Pentacles, Judgment in the reverse, and the Two of Wands. So in other words, this is someone who's looking for revenge or is determined to be petty in a situation where like things have already been evened out. Things have already been made fair, and yet they're over here like, nah, I'm gonna go back for more. I want more money. You know what? I know you think that it's fair, but I still feel like I need more. Sometimes people ruin their own situation when they don't just like shut up and take what they have. This seems like someone who is entitled or expects too much, so they feel like they should go back to the drawing table or the negotiating table, and they're like, nah, actually, I want more. Yeah, I want all that stuff too. They make it more difficult for themselves because this person is a little bit selfish, a little bit greedy. Like, didn't you get enough? No, I didn't. In fact, I'm extremely petty and I would like to have more revenge, please. Lemonade, you get outside today? It's all like, it's turning gloomy now. Hello, JD. Hello, Brent. How are you doing? Ooh, I hope you find a way to get all that stuff back. This is What's the News. Knocked up, pregnancy, expecting, mothering, fed up, over it, not having it, frustrated. And we have the Lust card. Greed is on there, and bareback and inconsiderate. Okay. So we could have someone who's using the fact that they have children as justification for asking for more, financially more, or like giving you more clothing or food or whatever. Or we could have somebody who is being a bit petty with their own child. But there's definitely greedy, entitled energy here that is pushing our Queen of Cups to say, that's enough. I'm done. I don't care. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to deal with this energy anymore. I feel like I've put up with it for far too long and I am just over it. Because this person, it's like there's no end to their greed. It is never enough for them. And then we have the Kinky Ways card. So this could have to do with somebody being unfaithful or being incapable of focusing on one person and having quite the roster. We have some toxic masculinity. Yeah, this is about somebody who doesn't know how to limit themselves to one person in a relationship. And so the retaliation, I wonder though, is this retaliation because you caught them? Or is this someone saying, okay, so you cheated on me, I guess it's my turn to go find somebody that is scrumdiddlyumptious and I will have my fun. Oh, I'm glad you got out, Lemonade. Yeah, it's a little chilly here too. Hello, Grindhard. Hello, Erin. How we doing? Yeah, I think that works, Matt. Hello, Mac. How are you doing today? So we have the dog, which is number 18 and talks about loyalty. And we have the sun, number 31. So it looks to me like this is not somebody who is returning the favor, right? Because we have retaliation. We have somebody who is mad about being cheated on, but I don't feel like they are cheating in return. Like, I don't feel like they're saying, okay, well, I guess me too then. Because this dog is telling me that someone's mad because I've discovered that you've been unfaithful towards me and I have been like super faithful. I've been a great partner and you're over here doing the opposite. Thank you, China. And thank you, Pharaoh. What else do we have? The mountain, number 21, and the girl, number 13. So it does feel to me like part of the issue here is we had someone who did not want to upset the family unit. So there is likely a child or children in this domestic situation. And the infidelity has complicated the idea of that family unit being happy because, of course, there's tension in that household. So we have someone who is trying to figure out, how do I handle the situation, knowing that there is a kid or children involved? What do I do? How do I make my decisions regarding staying or not staying in this relationship? This is the Santa Muerte. What else? The Magician and the Hermit in the reverse. Okay. I already had those come out earlier. Excuse me. And the Seven of Swords. So you realized that this person was lying to you. You figured out what they were lying about, and they repeated the behavior. They did not change. They did not grow from their mistakes. I think we have someone who is retaliating or who is extra mad at you because you talked about it. I think the gossip card here, I think this is someone who's mad because why did you go and tell everybody that I was cheating on you? Well, I didn't tell everybody, but like, you know, when people ask why a relationship is ending, or when people ask why that person hasn't been home for a long time, we have some retaliation, I think, because the reputation is being impacted by this person's choices. So now we have someone who's saying, oh, that's not fair. Don't tell people what I do or who I am or how I act. I don't want them to know what I'm really like. That's rude. Keep to yourself. Hello, Neely. How are you doing? Yes, exactly. So now we have someone who's mad because their actions are being talked about. Their partner has moved out or there is a divorce going through, and it makes them feel defensive because they don't like that there are judgmental eyes talking about them, trying to figure out what they're getting into, who they're hanging out with, who's at fault, who's the winner of this breakup, who's going to land on their feet, who's going to struggle. They don't like all of this chatter. They want to make you look bad. They want to make it look like you lied. Page of Swords. Yeah, I think they want to make it look like you're just jealous or that your information was wrong. Six of Pentacles and the Two of Swords in the reverse. How can I make it look like you were just mad and that's why you said what you said? How can I discredit your story and make it sound like maybe you were just as much of a problem as I was? Thank you, Merida. I hope you're having a good day. Let me know if you've got a specific question. Otherwise, I can just pull some random cards for you. Hello, Monroe. How are you doing? All right, let's see. What else we have? This is the Angel Tarot. What else? My statement at my job, bring a better position for me. Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, Merida. What else do we have? Hello, Keach. How are you doing? We have the Seven of Wands, Rael, the expected God, liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible. So this is a relationship ending, and I do feel like for many of you, this would be a relationship that involved children. But we have this relationship ending. People are asking, you know, why did it end? Who's the problem? Why, you know, why can't you make it work? One person was faithful. The other person was definitely a cheater. And the cheater is mad. They're like, don't tell people what I did. I want them to think that I'm still an honest and kind person. Ten of Cups. Hey, El? I don't know if I'm saying this right. God, master of the universe, divine warrior, confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. So this is someone who's upset because you ending the relationship has made it impossible for them to continue to wear a mask. Now they have to actually be honest about who they are, or they can't lie about the fact that they have been stepping out, right? Hello, for funsies. How are you doing? And we've got, I think it would be Kalia, which is justice, the invocable God. Justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. So while being quiet in the relationship and not being honest about the infidelity may have let this King of Swords in the reverse, or sorry, King of Pentacles in the reverse, get away with presenting themselves one way, but actually being a very different way. Now they have to be honest. Now they can't lie about who they are, because the reality is their relationship is ending or their family unit is changing because of the decisions that they were making. Merida, I will do the personal questions in probably about 10 minutes, maybe 11. So we have the Knight of Candles, or the Knight of Wands. But lo, a stir is in the air. The wave, there's a movement there. I think there's a witness. I think somebody knows about the cheating, not just because they heard about it, but because they saw activity, or they saw, you know, someone's car parked at another person's place. We have the Emperor. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, o'er many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. I think we had someone who was relaxing at their own place, and they happened to see evidence of the infidelity here. And that broke open the relationship and led to the end of the relationship. We have the Four of Cups, which would be, in this tarot deck, the Four of Wells. And so, being young and dipped in folly, I fell in love with melancholy. We have someone who fell in love with a partner that wasn't really committed to them. And so there were multiple betrayals or disappointments that happened in the context of this relationship. Three of Candles, or the Three of Wands. I can conceive nothing more sublimating than the strange peril and novelty of an adventure such as this. May God grant that we succeed. This was someone who got married knowing that there was a pretty good chance that they were going to get cheated on or that they would end up having to get a divorce. Hello, Callan. Hello, Ruby. How we doing? Thank you, Selena. Josh's future with and how he feels. Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, Selena. So we've got the Seven of Paws, which is the Seven of Pentacles. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. So this is like self-congratulatory, right? Someone who's saying, look at me go, I'm doing such a great job. No one's ever done it as good as me. Oh my gosh. And I feel like that is the retaliation individual. The person who was unfaithful is also quite proud of themselves for feeling like they're able to retaliate or make somebody upset. The thing is, they're undermining their own desires here. They only look more guilty the more they try to be petty or retaliate against you or the person who saw what happened. But we have the truth coming out, everyone realizing that this individual was cheating, protective energy, people who wanted to make sure that you were okay. And then now we have the individuals who are not very happy with this unfaithful person, feeling like they've hurt someone who deserved to be protected, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups does not need to be a woman, but it is someone who is treasured or beloved. People want to protect this individual, and that's not necessarily good news for the King of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like people already don't like them, which could be why they're petty. That could be why they're feeling all uppity, you know? Yes, I appreciate the likes and the subscribes very much so. All right, this is the Black Tarot. What else do we have? Two of Swords. The Queen of Cups in the reverse. 10 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So when the decision to end this relationship takes place, it makes this King of Pentacles in the reverse very uncomfortable because their cover is blown, right? Now all of a sudden there's these questions, there's these people who are asking, why is everything changing? I thought the two of you were happy. I thought that person was being good to you. All of these questions are making the King of Pentacles in the reverse, or the retaliator person, extremely uncomfortable. This could be a narcissist because their reputation is incredibly important to them. So we have arguments breaking out with multiple people because of this perceived change in reputation that happens as a result of a breakup. So the Four of Cups, or like the reason behind the rejection, becomes like front and center. And we have someone who's trying to do damage control. They're like, I want to make sure that people think I'm still awesome, or like, I don't know, awesomer. We've got the Page of Spheres, or Page of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So how can I get people to see things the way that I want them to see those things? And how can I make sure that people view me as the person who should have been treated better or who deserves better? They feel like they are being undervalued, or people are looking at them as the one who like lost out on the good partner. What else do we have? Ace of Cups, the Empress in the reverse, and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I think they're lying. I think they're trying to lie about what actually happened. They don't want to be seen as a cheater, or they don't want to be like held accountable for what they actually did. So they're trying to make it seem like there was a misunderstanding, or this Queen of Cups has outright lied about what happened or why the relationship has ended, because they don't want to be seen as a cheater. They don't want to be seen as someone who cannot be trusted. What else? Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Yeah, so this is someone who's frustrated over how people are judging them right now, and they feel like you should give them another chance. However, I feel you've already made this decision. I think you've already looked at it as there's really not much that I could salvage here. This doesn't seem like someone who has genuine intentions. Hey, Flower, how are you doing? I hope you have some delicious cheese today. Hello, Just Jokes. Oh, thank you for the flower. I appreciate it, Daughter of Saturn. So we've got romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So I feel like this King of Pentacles in the reverse, the Retaliator, they were talking or having like an in-depth conversation where, you know, it looks like you're about to kiss at any moment. They were having a romantic encounter or a flirtatious conversation, and that got out. That was witnessed, or somebody talked about it, or somebody took a picture of it, or it was on a video. That's what initially caused the problems here, and it's made for the breakup, or kind of justified the breakup, because the infidelity was more public than previous infidelities. Engagement. Yeah, I think they were engaged, and now that engagement is getting called off because there was someone else, a third party. All right. Well, I think it's time to move to the personal questions. This is the Cat's Eye Tarot. And we've got Merida up first. Too many options. Did I already say hello to Arid? I think I did. So for Merida, will the statement at the job or at work bring a better position for Merida? Yes. This feels to me like an increased perception of value, or understanding the value that someone brings to a group or the table or the situation. We have the Eight of Wands in the reverse and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, so there's a positive like report, or somebody is talking about you as being an effective resolution, or somebody who avoids problems. So you're like proactive, or you minimize the issues. So yeah, the answer is yes. I think you have started a conversation that was very important. And there are conversations happening about you. All right, let's see what we've got for Selena. What is going on as far as Josh's future? Yes, I think they're contemplating that. I think there's a concern that you would walk away if you do not get a promotion. All right, so for Josh's future, we have the Four of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. So there's like a slow start here with regards to Josh's future. A little bit of holding back or being reserved, not knowing, is this really what I want to do? And then something, it could be even like a conversation with someone who's a little bit older or wiser. But it looks to me like we have an inspiring conversation that gets Josh to feel like maybe I need to make a different decision and contemplate what this looks like long term, or what I want things to look like long term. Because we have with the Nine of Cups a more clearly defined wish fulfillment. And this is like, okay, I've tidied everything up. Now I know what I'm doing. Now I can actually go after what I want because I've defined it clearly for myself. Hello, Gnostic. Hello, Christine. How we doing? Thank you, Mark. Aw, that's sweet. Are my kittens happy? I sure hope so. All right. And for Selena, we also have, how does Josh feel? How does Josh feel? Three of Cups, Ace of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Cups, and the World. There's some like warm fuzzies or some happiness over feeling like somebody has extended support or concern, like companionship, when Josh felt like he was going to be judged or would not be able to rely on that friend or family member. So there's someone here who has extended or shown him kindness or concern, which really is helpful or makes him feel good. But as far as how he feels about you, let's get more specific. How does he feel about Selena? Nine of Wands in the reverse, Hierophant. He feels like there is like exposure here, or something that isn't working out, something that is like vulnerable. Maybe he feels vulnerable. But there's a way to fix it. I feel antsy or restless, like I need to make a decision. Am I going to fix this or not? Because if I don't fix this, then I'm probably going to regret it. With the Five of Cups, it's like, give it a year. I'm going to look back on this moment and be like, why didn't I do anything? All I have to do is like communicate, just like send a message. So a little bit of indecisive energy here, but also an understanding that if I leave this too long, I'm going to be mad at myself, you know? Sorry, Gnostic. It do be like that sometimes. All right, let's see what we've got for Mark. Are my kittens happy? Mark wants to know. Are his kittens happy? One of them is not. The others are. Why is one of them not? One of them may have an ongoing health issue that is not easy for you to see. It could have to do with the ears. But otherwise, yeah, I feel like this is something that's impacting balance or like walking or what is it called? Just like understanding where you are, like spatial stuff. But this kitten, I feel like once treated is much better. Are the other kittens okay? Are they happy? Yes, the other kittens are happy. But we do have maybe a need for some additional like engagement or like a new toy or something. But the main thing here is somebody might have like an ear infection or something like that. Yeah. Hello, Blue Demon, what's up? All right, let's get... And thank you, Mark. Oh, you're welcome. All right, Blue Demon Slayer, let's see what we've got for you. What do we have about the future for Blue Demon Slayer, please? 5 of Swords, Queen of Cups in the reverse, 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords in the reverse. There's someone whose energy towards you has shifted. It's like you're trying to figure out why someone is moody or irritable around you. This is someone who has had someone else cause them some sort of delay, frustration, or irritation. And that frustration is sticking with them and they're taking it out on other people, namely you. But this is also someone who doesn't feel like they can talk about what this is. So we have an irritable person dealing with a secret. They feel like they can't talk to you about what's going on, but it is eventually going to come out. We have the 8 of Swords in the reverse. So this is normally someone who has a blindfold in the upright. But with it being in the reverse, I feel like you're going to find out what this secret is. We have the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands. So I feel like you find out what this secret is that this person is hiding from you, and that enables you to realize, oh, so that's why they've been mad at me, or that's why they've been acting weird. Probably because when you figure out what this secret is, it's going to change whether or not you want to have this person in your life, or maybe they end up having to pay for their own things or their own place or something. But there is a shift in perception around a person that you're dealing with, and they're keeping this secret from you, but I feel like you're going to find it out. Hello, Manny. How are you doing? Hello, Haz. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Hello, Balin. How are you doing? Thank you. If you were able to hype the video, I appreciate that. And also thank you to those that check out my Etsy page. I'll see you in the next reading. Toodles.